All right, hi everyone. Josh Hughes here with Attitudes Team Kaizen, and this is an update video for Montana State University. We're working with them on a National Science Foundation funded grant to create a Little Big Planet experience for kids, especially kids in Native American settings, to teach them about engineering through the lens of their culture and how engineering has existed in Native culture for centuries. And so today it's going to be kind of a bunch of different pieces we're going to show you because they're all being created separately and then they're going to be put together into a cohesive narrative once we're done. And so keep in mind that, I don't mind anyone watching. Whoever wants to watch, feel free to watch this video. But the people that are going to get the most out of it are the people we're actually working with. So if there's stuff that you're confused by, just realize that you're seeing a behind the scenes of a very early product. And so we got your guys' outline, of course, earlier this year, and it basically kind of necessitated that we had to take the level I built and completely rip it apart, and we're using bits and pieces of it, which we'll show you that area in a second, and that in a second. So this is basically the original level I built for you guys, and we're using pieces of it, but we're taking everything that you told us and all the critiques you provided and rebuilding everything from scratch. So for instance, up here I have my outline of all the bits of dialogue you want. Each of these magic mouths is a bit of dialogue from your outline, and we're going to put them together and program them together in sequence. And we got a couple of, like, you'll see all these different pieces of art just chilling here, because as you build a game, you get your pieces of art, get them up there out of where the player would see them, and then when you're building your environment, you can just go, hey, I need that here, and you can go grab it and move it to where it actually needs to be. So that's why that's there. And so for instance, Trevor built an example of agricultural engineering of people planting and harvesting corn. And again, it won't be up in the air in the final game, it'll be down where we need it. Then for the opening video that will explain how to engage with it, Trevor built this entire scene of a native village, including let me get to player view here, including like drawing herbs on the outside of a teepee, and also as much as possible with the animals. He is replicating the art style of a native artist that we're friends with, Valentina Lapierre. And so you also see the buffalo, no, bison. I always mix those up. It's in America, it's bison, with the same art style. And Valentina, of course, gave us permission to do it. And so we're going to start the video in this, and it'll be zoomed in close so you can't tell that, there's emptiness below it and more placeholder art assets. And so that it will help set the stage for the entire experience. And then, of course, we're going to completely redo the modern village because this was just a tiny placeholder one. And we still have our setup in place to do the quizzes. But right now we're focusing on the more technically difficult mini games to create that are based around, the chemical processes and engineering of taking a hide and turning it into something that's usable, whether for a teepee or a travois or whatever. So we first have a mini game where kids can flesh the hide, where they rip off the fat layers. And we figured that they would get a kick out of the squishiness of it, So it's a little gory, but not... I mean, you're describing a process that's inherently a little gory, so we don't think it'll be too bad for kids. I mean, let us know if you want it changed. And it lets you out of the seat when you're done. Then we move on to... Is it this way? No. I'll show you this area in a second. And also, here's our updated travois working on a horse. And, of course, we're in the process of building the minigame around the travois. But then we also built a minigame around applying the brain solution to the hide. And let me make sure that... Okay, cool. For a second I was panicking and thinking I accidentally... Oh, I know what I did. So I'll have to talk to Trevor about that. But you can see that there's still stuff all over this hide that needs to be removed by the brain. And what I didn't count on and what I freaked out about is that as I was playing this other mini game over here, which is set up in a similar way, it was playing both mini games at the same time, which is why most of this solution was gone. So that's a thing that we need to adjust to make sure that you can only play one of these mini games at a time and you don't accidentally do both tasks at the same time. But that's part of, part of the whole process of beta testing and figuring out what's working and what's not. So it's good that we caught that now, and I'll fix that. Then when it came to I apologize, I forget the exact wording, but like aquatic engineering, like diverting the flow of a river like through a sluice, we came up with the idea to mix that with the mini game of where you remove the hair from the hide, because how they boil the hide with both water and ash to get the hair removed. So Trevor has a whole section set up here like that where it goes like this. Using a piece of flint and steel, Native Americans would have been able to start a fire anywhere they had fuel and kindling. If you have a different idea of how we should say the fire was started, just let us know. Now that we've lit the fire, we need to use the sluice to divert some water from the waterfall, and we fill that up, and you can see that he created a boiling animation there. Now that the fire's lit and the pot is filled with river water, we can add some ash from the fire pit to help remove the hair from the hides. Let's do that now. And to get the mix right, we'll need 3 ash bundles, get them up to the pot and use R1 to grab them, then use the left stick to maneuver them in the pot. So we take these ash bundles and we drag them to the pot. Each one that goes in, it, like right there, did an X1. Then the next one I drop in, it will do an X2. But this way we figured that, we could get the kids doing a fun activity that they could even work together to try to get the ash bundles in. See, there's the X2. And we do have invisible walls set up here so that they don't accidentally drop the ash way off and get frustrated. It's made to be very easy so that they feel like they're working together to achieve a goal. And there's the X3. And Trevor hasn't finished this mini game yet, so once you get all 3 of them in there, it will actually do the story bit of, okay, let's put the hide in, and now we'll get the hair off, and then you can rinse it off in the stream that Trevor created here. So that's where we're at right now for the level. And like I said, we're building all these individual pieces, and then once we got all the individual pieces working, they'll all be strung together into one solid level, so that the player is just walking from set piece to set piece. But the first step is getting all these set pieces working, so that we can be comfortable with each individual one. So if there's anything that we're wrong on or need to adjust, please let me know. We've been trying to do this piece by piece because we want to be sure that if any one piece is wrong, it's a relatively easy and quick fix, as opposed to huge chunks of it having to be ripped apart and redone. So let me know what you think, and thank you so much, everyone.